The addition of Ashton Jeanty to the Dallas Cowboys is one of those moves that feels like a perfect storm, one that could shift the trajectory of this team in ways we haven't seen in a while. Now, before we dive into the specifics, let's talk about what makes Jeanty such a special player and why his arrival in Dallas is so significant. At a time when teams are increasingly looking for versatility in their playmakers, Jeanty is a throwback to the kind of running back who can do it all. Whether it's running through defenders with power, shaking off tacklers with finesse, or using his exceptional vision to pick up key yards, Jeanty brings a diverse skill set to the table that will force defenses to reconsider how they approach the Cowboys' offense. When you watch Jeanty's highlight reel from his time at Boise State, it's clear that this isn't just a back with raw talent. This is a player who has a high football IQ and a maturity to his game that sets him apart. His ability to read blocks and make defenders miss in the open field speaks to his elite vision and decision-making. It's rare to see a player at his position display this level of football intelligence, but Jeanty does it effortlessly. Whether he's running up the middle, cutting to the outside, or catching passes in space, he's constantly making defenders miss or picking up those extra yards after contact. And that's a trait you want in your backfield, someone who can turn a 5-yard gain into a 10 or 15-yard chunk of yardage. Now, let's talk about the Cowboys' current running back situation, which has been a bit of a roller coaster ride over the past few years. Ever since Ezekiel Elliott's production began to decline, the team has been looking for that next great back to complement their offense. Tony Pollard stepped up in a big way, but as good as he is, there were always limitations when it came to the depth behind him. Dallas had to rely on Pollard to be their main guy, but the reality is, even the best backs in the league can't carry the load by themselves. In the NFL, you need multiple backs to keep defenses guessing, and Jeanty's arrival is exactly what the Cowboys needed. This is a running back who can contribute on every down, which makes him the perfect complement to Pollard. Pollard is an explosive back who excels in space, but what happens when the defense takes that away? With Jeanty in the fold, Dallas now has someone who can grind out the tough yards, work between the tackles, and even be an asset in the passing game. Think about it, Pollard can stretch the field and use his speed to exploit the edges, while Jeanty can come in and work the tough, inside runs to keep the defense on its heels. The balance they'll create in the backfield will be one of the most exciting aspects of the Cowboys' offense in 2025. Teams will be forced to game plan for both players, and that's going to open up opportunities for Dak Prescott, the wide receivers, and the entire offense. And it's not just about the ground game. As we've seen with so many of the top offenses in the NFL, having a running back who can also be a threat in the passing game is absolutely vital. In recent years, the Cowboys have made strides to improve Dak Prescott's receiving options, but the running back position was still somewhat limited in this area. Jeanty, though, is a versatile weapon who can catch passes out of the backfield, making him a nightmare for linebackers trying to cover him in space. His ability to run routes and create separation will open up new opportunities for the Cowboys' offense, especially on third downs when they need a reliable option to pick up the tough yards. Imagine a scenario where the Cowboys are facing a 3-yard and 5. The defense knows they have to cover the receivers, but now they also have to account for Jeanty coming out of the backfield. If the defense chooses to double-team a receiver, Prescott can look to Jeanty for a quick dump-off pass, and Jeanty's ability to make defenders miss could turn that small play into a big gain. That type of unpredictability is what makes a back like Jeanty so valuable in today's NFL. It's not just about running the ball, it's about being a threat in every phase of the offense, and Jeanty is more than capable of doing just that. Furthermore, this pick is an acknowledgement of where the NFL is going. The running back position is evolving. While the traditional, workhorse back still has a place in the league, more and more teams are embracing the idea of a running back by committee. That's exactly what Dallas is building with Pollard and Jeanty. The days of leaning on just one running back for 25-plus carries a game are becoming less common, and the Cowboys are smart to get ahead of the curve. A backfield with two playmakers is far more difficult to defend against than one with just one standout player. Pollard and Jeanty bring different skill sets to the table, but together they create a dynamic tandem that will keep defensive coordinators up at night. Whether it's Jeanty running downhill or Pollard stretching the defense with his speed, the Cowboys' offense now has the ability to keep the pressure on the defense for all 4 quarters. Looking forward to the 2025 season, it's hard not to get excited about the possibilities. With Prescott, a potent receiving corps led by CeeDee Lamb, and now a dangerous running back duo in Pollard and Jeanty, the Cowboys' offense is shaping up to be one of the most dangerous in the league. But it's not just about the offense. We also have to acknowledge the impact this could have on the team's overall success. The NFL is a league where teams with balanced, well-rounded offenses are the ones that succeed. You need to be able to run the ball effectively to complement your passing game, and with Jeanty now in the fold, the Cowboys are one step closer to having that complete offense. This could be the year that everything clicks, and the Cowboys finally take that next step toward becoming legitimate Super Bowl contenders. Let's also consider the long-term implications of this move. The Cowboys have been in the conversation about their future quarterback situation and what they can do to make sure Dak Prescott has everything he needs to succeed. With Jeanty's addition, the Cowboys are clearly signaling their commitment to putting the right pieces in place to give Prescott the best chance to lead this team to a championship. In today's NFL, it's not enough to just have a great quarterback. You need to surround him with the tools he needs to thrive. By adding Jeanty, the Cowboys are strengthening the offensive weapons around Prescott, ensuring that he has options on every down and in every situation. In terms of the larger NFL landscape, it's also interesting to think about how the Cowboys' decision to draft Jeanty could set a trend. Teams are constantly looking for ways to improve their running back core, and Jeanty's blend of skills could influence how teams approach the position in the coming years. There's been a shift in how teams view running backs in the draft, less emphasis on the traditional bell cow style back, and more on finding players who can do it all. Jeanty is a prime example of that, and his success in Dallas could serve as a blueprint for other teams to follow. And let's not forget about the fan base. Cowboys Nation is absolutely buzzing right now. The excitement surrounding Jeanty's arrival is palpable, and the energy in the air is unlike anything we've seen in recent years. Fans are hungry for success, and they see this move as a sign that the Cowboys are serious about winning. The organization is making bold decisions and putting pieces in place to build a championship-caliber team. It's been a while since Dallas has had this much optimism heading into a new season, and Jeanty's arrival is a big part of that. The fans know that this is a team ready to contend for something bigger than just a playoff berth. They're gunning for the Super Bowl. At the end of the day, the Dallas Cowboys are a franchise that has had its fair share of ups and downs, but the future is looking brighter than ever. With Ashton Jeanty now a part of this offense, there's a new sense of hope and possibility. This isn't just a draft pick, it's a statement. The Cowboys are building something special, and with Jeanty in the backfield, they're poised to take that next step in their quest for greatness. The road to the Super Bowl is long, but with this dynamic new addition, the Cowboys are definitely headed in the right direction. The future is now, and Ashton Jeanty is a big part of that future.